Hey, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever stood at a crossroads in your life, completely unsure of which path to take? Maybe it's a career change, a big move, or a relationship decision. You weigh the pros and cons, you make lists, you ask friends for advice, but that deep sense of uncertainty just won't go away. It feels like you're navigating a dense fog with only a tiny flashlight, right? You're trying so hard to figure it all out on your own. Well, today, I want to share a story, a modern parable. If you will, inspired by one of the most powerful and comforting passages in the Bible, Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." This isn't just an old saying. It's a practical guide to our lives. So, let's bring these words to life. Imagine a young architect named Leo. Leo was brilliant. From a young age, he could see buildings in his mind before they ever existed on paper. He graduated at the top of his class and landed a prestigious job at a top firm in the city. His life was a blueprint he had designed himself, and everything was going exactly according to plan. He was confident, driven, and relied entirely on his own intellect and talent. His motto was, "If you can dream it, you can build it one day." Leo was given the project of a lifetime to design a community center for his own hometown, a small, close-knit community nestled in a valley. This wasn't just another building for him. It was personal. This was the town where he grew up, where he learned to ride his bike, where his family still lived. He wanted to create a masterpiece, a legacy that would stand for generations. Leo threw himself into the work. He spent weeks drafting intricate designs, calculating every angle, and selecting the finest materials. His design was a modern marvel of glass and steel, a testament to his own skill and vision. It was sleek, impressive, and would surely win him awards. When he presented his initial blueprints to the town council, they were impressed by his talent, but also a little hesitant. An older council member, a kind woman named Mrs. Gable, gently asked, "Leo, it's a beautiful design, truly. But have you walked the land? Have you spoken to the people who will use the center every day?" Leo, a bit defensively, replied, "Mrs. Gable, with all due respect, I've analyzed the topographical data and studied the demographics. My design is optimized for efficiency and function. It's what the town needs." He was leaning on his own understanding, confident in his own knowledge. He saw their questions as a lack of vision, not as wisdom. Construction began. The foundation was laid on the exact spot Leo's calculations had deemed perfect. But then the problems started. Unusually heavy spring rains came, and the chosen site, a low-lying area, began to flood, threatening the foundation. The cost of drainage solutions soared. Then, the community members started to voice their concerns. The elderly found the long, sleek hallways intimidating. The parents worried about the sharp corners and vast glass walls for their young children. The artists complained there was no natural light in the basement studios Leo had designed. Leo's perfect blueprint was failing in the real world. Delays mounted, costs skyrocketed, and the community's excitement turned into frustration. Leo was stressed, working day and night to fix the cascading problems, but every solution he engineered seemed to create a new issue. His confidence crumbled, replaced by anxiety and doubt. He had relied solely on his own understanding, and his path, which once seemed so clear, was now a chaotic mess of construction, delays, and community complaints. One evening, feeling utterly defeated, Leo walked away from the chaotic construction site and hiked up a hill overlooking the town. He sat on an old stone wall, the same one he and his friends used to sit on as kids. He pulled out his crumpled blueprints, a symbol of his failing ambition. He had trusted in his own heart, in his own talent, and it had led him here to a place of failure. Just then, he heard a gentle voice. "It's a tough spot to build on, isn't it?" It was Mrs. Gable, out for her evening walk. She sat down beside him, not with an "I-told-so" look, but with one of genuine compassion. She pointed to a different plot of land, a little higher up the hill, nestled among a grove of old oak trees. "You know," she said, "my grandfather used to say, that land right there is the firmest in the whole valley. The sun hits it just right in the morning, and it's protected from the wind." The old-timers always knew it was a special place. Leo looked at the spot. He had dismissed it in his initial analysis because the terrain was slightly uneven, making the foundation more complex to design. It wasn't the perfect spot, according to his textbooks. Mrs. Gable continued, "Sometimes, Leo, the best plans aren't the ones we draw up in our heads. They're the ones we discover when we're willing to listen. To the land, to the people, and to that quiet voice inside that guides us when we're humble enough to hear it." In that moment, something shifted in Leo. He realized he had been trying to force his will onto the world instead of working with it. He had leaned so heavily on his own understanding that he had become deaf to the wisdom around him and blind to the path God was trying to show him. He had tried to be the master architect of his own life, forgetting the true master architect of the universe. Humbled, Leo went back to the town council the next day. He admitted his mistakes. He didn't come with new calculations or technical jargon. He came with a listening ear. He spent the next 2 weeks not in his office, but in the town. He had coffee with the seniors, played with the kids in the park, and talked to the local artists. He submitted his ways to them, and in doing so, he was submitting his ways to God. A new plan emerged. It wasn't just Leo's plan, it was the community's plan. They decided to move the site to the spot Mrs. Gable had pointed out. The new design was different. It was warmer, with wood from the local forest, big windows facing the morning sun, a gentle, circular layout, and a garden where the seniors could plant flowers. It was less of a monument to Leo's ego and more of a home for the community as heart. The rest of the construction wasn't magically easy, but it was different. People from the town volunteered to help. The path became clear. When they hit a patch of stubborn rock, an old farmer knew exactly how to deal with it. When a specific type of wood was needed, a local carpenter knew where to find it. The project became a joyful, collective effort. When the community center was finally finished, it was beautiful. Not in the cold, award-winning way Leo had first envisioned, but in a way that felt alive and deeply right. It fit into the landscape as if it had always been there. At the opening ceremony, Leo didn't talk about architectural theory. He talked about humility, community, and trust. He looked at Mrs. Gable and the crowd and said, "I started this project thinking my own understanding was enough. I was wrong. The path only became straight when I stopped trying to draw the map myself and started trusting the guide." Leo's story is our story. How often do we forge ahead, so sure of our own plans, our own intellect, our own strength? We think, "I've got this," and maybe we do, for a while. But when the unexpected rains come, when our perfect plans start to crack, we find ourselves lost and overwhelmed. Proverbs 3:5-6 isn't a call to abandon our intellect or to stop planning. It's an invitation to a partnership. It's about acknowledging that our understanding is limited. It's about having the humility to say, "God, I have my ideas and my dreams, but I submit them all to you. You see the whole picture. I only see a small piece. Please, make my path straight." Trusting with all your heart means leaning into faith, even when logic screams otherwise. Submitting in all your ways means inviting God into the big decisions and the small ones, the career choice and the conversation you need to have today. And the promise is one of the most beautiful in all of Scripture. He will make your paths straight. He will clear the obstacles, guide your steps, and lead you on a journey that is far better than the one you could have ever designed for yourself. So today, whatever crossroads you're at, take a moment, take a deep breath, and whisper a prayer. Lord, I trust you. I'm not leaning on my own understanding anymore. Show me the way. You might be surprised at the beautiful, straight path He has waiting for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this story resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that brings faith into our everyday lives. God bless.